Welcome to the busy story on FBNC. Now, amid the pandemic caused by the COVID-19, as well as other health issues that are concerned, food safety and hygiene have become the top priority for Vietnamese consumers in choosing where to do the grocery shopping. And with that in mind, Mega Market, one of the biggest local distributors, have also given the top priority to food safety and quality by running and building 4 food product platforms as part of the whole supply chain system. Now let's find out how they have done it with our special guest today, Mr. Bruno Jousselin, Managing Director of Mega Markets. Now, good morning, Mr. Bruno. It's great to have you here with us in the program. How are you today?
Thank you, Train, for inviting me. I'm doing very good.
Yeah, thank you. And I know that you've been here not so long ago, but of course, Mega Market has been running for a while now in the country. Just share with us, when did the idea of building a food hub platform has come about?
Oh, since the beginning, in fact, our business model is mostly toward professionals. Today we run with actually close to nearly 1 million of customers. 80% of those customers are hotel, restaurant, canteen, hospital, to have a guarantee of delivery of food safety food with a high level of hygiene. So since the beginning, once we enter in the Vietnam market, our team immediately implements know-how and from Europe at the time by building a kind of partnership with the farmers since 2005, and we opened our first platform at the time in Dalat, which is operating today with around 400 farmers. I will say 80% of them follow us since that time, 2005, and it was a successful first stone of our supply chain end-to-end process as today.
Like you just mentioned before, the first food hub was built in 2005, and now you have totally 4 food products platforms up and running now, right? Yes. And can you share with us that system, where those food hubs are located, and how it helps as part of the whole food supply system?
So as today, we have a 4 platform. What we call a platform, in fact, is one area when we work directly with farmers, with the producers, and we control the end-to-end process. So in terms of quantity and also quality. We have some food engineers on those area, on those platform, who work upstream with farmers and to select the seed, to select the breeds, and to select also to check all the different step of the production. Our buyers work with those farmers, those persons, to also to guarantee the quantity along the months and the week in order to make sure about the harvesting for those people and to make sure about the timing. This is controlled in a way that all farmers are looking for sustainability. We are not traders, we work with them. Our engineers, we call them ergonomists, they are located there in those platforms. Once the product comes, then we verify that all the products are matching with the quality requirement, and then after that we follow the process of transportation, and then we ensure the logistics to our 20 stores within the day or within 24 hours. It depends on the safety, also a transportation truck, which we control as well. The 4 platforms I mentioned, so retrospectively we opened in 2005 Dalat, fruit, vegetable mostly. The second one we opened successfully in 2011 with fish in Kanto. This is actually, we work with around 30, if I'm not mistaken, 35 farmers. 70% of our aquatic product come from this platform, and this platform serves our 20 stores across Vietnam. We talk about 2,000 tons per year, which is quite a big amount. This, again, we work upstream with farmers. This project has been one of the initial project with the government to sustain agricultural activity and sector at the time. It was a public-private partnership. Then we set up with at that time, and then since that 2011, it was not only growing year on year, and we are thinking now to perhaps to increase, given the activity we have. Then the third platform we opened in 2017. This one is more on meat. This to control pigs and pork meat. Same process. We work also with a local partnership. We select the farmers. We have a capacity of today we do 400 tons per month. However, we can do 5 times this capacity. So the platform is built also for the future. But as we want to have a short lead time, so this platform will be only for south, is in Mekong Delta, and will only supply today our stores in the south and central. However, it's so successful that we are going to open in this year one platform in north. This has been also a kind of project we work with MOIT. We ask them in north and the OIT also, we ask them to guide us on which province or which partner we can approach, and then they positively accept to help us and to support us and to give some guideline. We are very close to the government today, to the authorities, because they really want to exactly to improve the situations today. So I have very good contact in north, central, in all the districts, mostly in south also, and they ask us to continue to support Vietnam and to approach to deliver better schools, for example, hotel. Still some areas they go to the wet market. The control is limit sometimes. They know our way of doing. And they believe on our ability to control everything. So as they can believe on us and our ability to do, so they ask us to support Vietnam on this aspect. Right. And we are very proud to participate to the. This process is in our forget to mention is in our 4 platform, and there's another one we just created recently, which is in Bentre, and this platform is more focused on fruit. And this platform, coming back on your question regarding the international visibility we may have, this platform is also dedicated for the future for exports, because we have a project we started a few years ago, in 2018, and I will come back later on this one regarding the export of agricultural products to other countries.
Right, and you have also mentioned about the parts of a lot of partners in the chain, from farmers to logistics to distributors and so forth. But one of key players is the consumers. So how consumers can take part in this process to kind of ensure the food safety procedure?
What I mentioned. All type of customers, 80% is a business professional and 20% is individuals like you and me. Definitively, satisfaction of our customers is our target number 1, objective number 1. And we will put all the tools and all the system in place to make sure that we can have this satisfaction. Customers today, they are looking day and day and more on food hygiene guarantee, food safety guarantee. Especially nowadays, with the crisis we know, we have seen a significant improvement of traffic in our stores by plus 50% daily basis. As the customers, they feel that Mega Market is a right destination to purchase a product under safety conditions. So, and what we propose in our stores, besides the freshness, the quality and everything, on the top of this, we implement recently, for most of the product, which is for part of Dalat product and also from meat, we implement a QR code system, which this QR code is allowing all customers with their smartphone to scan and to follow the origin of the product. So it's what we call traceability and sustainability. It's very well accepted by the customers, and we plan to extend this to more product in the future, and working very well. And so far, all the comments we have from customers is only positive comments, and this is makes our day every day.
Right. And thank you. And just let's take a short break here, and the program will, when it comes back, we will continue to discuss more about the challenges and the opportunities ahead. Thank you.
Mình thường xuyên mua đồ ở đây vào các cuối tuần cũng như là một số cái buổi chiều mà được đi làm về sớm ấy, thì mình đã mua hàng ở đây cũng khá là nhiều năm rồi, tại vì là mình rất là tin tưởng vào cái giá cả ở đây. Thì so với các mặt bằng chung, các siêu thị ở Sài Gòn thì mình thấy giá ở đây khá là ổn và chất lượng hàng thì luôn đảm bảo, nhất là hàng tươi sống.
Mình hay mua đồ ở Mega Market tại vì đồ ở đây rất là tươi, giống như là rau củ quả hoặc là đồ hải sản. Giống như là đặc biệt nhất là mình có thể dùng điện thoại để truy xuất nguồn gốc sản phẩm, và bởi mình thấy rất là an tâm khi mua sắm ở Mega Market.
You're watching the business story on FBNC, and the program will come back after the short break, and we will continue to talk with our guests today about the challenges and opportunities in Vietnam and in the other markets as well. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the business story on FBNC, and we'll come back to discussion with Mr. Bruno Jousselin, Managing Director of Mega Markets, about its effort in implementing a complete safety food supply chain. Now, welcome back, Mr. Bruno. You have shared about the efforts of Mega Markets in building a food products platform, and Mega Markets has come to the Vietnam's markets by acquiring another brand of the retail and supermarkets. So we all know so far that a few players have to give up they have to give up the game to other bigger players, and Mega Market has joined the market since then. So what do you think about the competition in the local markets from a foreign company's perspective?
So since 2014, we have seen quite a number of merge acquisitions. My understanding from that is probably Vietnam has been seen a few years ago like a kind of a golden rush, and everybody came at the time and looking for probably some quick profitability return. But markets, no matter if it's growing a very expanding market like Vietnam, it takes some time. Our business activity monopolizes a kind of a lot of cash. And we need to brand our brand awareness, we need to brand our loyalty, and this is to build our loyalty, and this is takes some time. And I understand that actually all retailers who take this time and to build and to build their market share and to build their network and to remain very agile in terms of strategy could have a space in Vietnam. Vietnam is a huge market. I will come back on this later. Yeah. However, we have to be very mobile, very agile. If we come with a model which is probably working well in Europe, North Asia, and we just plug, copy and paste, and if we don't adapt, then we have a high chance of failing. So I think this is the future, it will be like that. So it's why we see in most of the countries, local retailers doing very well. As a foreigner, we should adapt ourselves. And we should understand that we are not coming with a model already pre-built and just put this model inside the Vietnam market, but we need to adjust this model to the customer expectations.
Right, but let's talk more about the opportunities and the growth, the chances for growth for Mega Markets here in Vietnam. So what do you think about the future of the food retail markets in Vietnam? How big it is going to be?
Definitively a huge market, probably the most dynamic market recently in retail. We have seen the past few years consumer purchase increasing average per month by 10% year on year. We reach almost $700 per month now. When we look at the penetration of retail today, is quite one of the, when I talk about retail modern trade, is one of the lowest in the region. We compare to today, we talk about 26% of the total retail activity or commercial activity. We compare to A country like Thailand is 35 already. We have Malaysia is 60 and Singapore is 90. So we don't have objective to go at 90, not at all, but it shows a perspective of growth that retail market has. However, the retail market pattern and shape will not be necessarily the same than other countries. And as I mentioned, that probably some format will be skipped directly. The format of hypermarket, which I know very well since years now, is going to be skipped. The big hypermarket, everything under one roof, on 10,000 square meters, I think there is few from my competitors, but they are not going to survive. Us, we have to also to revise our way of doing, adapting. So we'll go more on the two things, which is today we just have to look at the other countries where the retail is evolving, and Vietnam retail is going to switch completely this era and to go directly to the most modern era of retail. And today we go more on proximity. We have to go more close to our customers, and we need to communicate and to understand better our customers. So we cannot be only the shopping center far from our customers, waiting for him to come with a car. But we have to communicate better. So we need to set up some business model when the customer can identify exactly who we are. And this is what we want to, where we want to be positioned as a food retailer, as a specialist food retailer. I want to find a large assortment of food with a high quality and a sustainable and affordable price. I go to Mega Market. This is my identity. This is traditional market. Secondly, e-commerce. And we have seen again recently that e-commerce is jumping, so many things are also moving in this activity. And I will say the future of the retailer is to be omnichannel, so it means to talk to the customer by all the channels possible. So for I will talk later on the strategy and the vision we have also to invest on this. Coming back on our core business, which is B2B, and how we are going also to give some solution, to offer solution to our customers with the digital tools and improving our digital capabilities by making business, but also by communicating to our customers.
Good, and obviously you are very clear on the goal and what mega markets do in order to kind of keep up the growth and reach far out more in the markets. But of course, opportunities go hand in hand with challenges, right? During the operation now and in the future, what are the challenges that you have been facing as a foreign players in the market? Anything that you want to share for the in terms of partners, in terms of regulations and policies and all that?
Okay, of course, we are a foreign company, so we have also specific regulation to follow. So, however, as long as we explain to authorities what is our mission, because I'm talking about mission toward the Vietnamese people and Vietnam country. As a retailer, we have very important social responsibility to lead, and especially when we talk about food safety, for example, all authorities welcome us a lot. Very well. So I will say for sure there is some regulation we need to overcome, but basically we have a support from all authorities and, as I mentioned, the partners and more specifically from the customers. The other challenge we have is probably that again we come with a kind of models that need to be adapted, and we need to be agile. So we cannot consider the retail today as similar as the one of few years ago, and not the one from other countries. And this could be a kind of trap that some retailer might fall inside. It's not our case because we learn from that. And so we, in our strategy for this year, if I may, talking about the strategy, we are going to adapt a new format, which we call food service, a kind of cash and carry format closer to the customer, much smaller, and just focusing on the food, especially on the ultra fresh. We are also going to open extend the platform, as I mentioned, 2 additional platforms. I mentioned about pig in North, meat platform, and then chicken. This also we want to control the chicken and eggs. And so we don't know yet exactly where, but we have some supporting authorities on this one to guide us. This also an engagement for us toward the customers to be sure that we can control also from the origin of the product to the end and to the what we call from the farm to the fork. This is our motto. In fact, it's not new motto, and we just put in a little bit back, more modern in our stores to say this is exactly what we want to do. This is our mission from the farm to the fork. We are also looking for opening what we call depot. A depot is not physical stores. It's some just kind of warehousing with all the cooling facilities that we can go in some areas that we don't need necessarily a store, but we can from our platform deliver directly to this depot, this warehouse with hygiene and cooling facilities, and then after we dispatch and we transport all those products to all those areas. I'm talking about Dalat, for example. Why? Dalat is a fantastic city with living with a high level of tourism, a lot of hotel everywhere. So we want to also to make them benefiting from the other product. And then we are going to open this depot. We are thinking about Phuket. We are thinking about other area. And once this depot is arriving at the maturity, we might open stores later on. To open again a small store, a cash and carry, mostly for professional, but open to individual, but no more than 3,000 or 4,000 square meters. And the last project in terms of expansion, which is again is a digital strategy, is we are going to open a e-commerce platform, focus again on B2B opportunities first. This is where today we are a little bit, to be honest, we are a little bit late, so we need to catch up on this one. We have the project in hands, we have the investment ready for that. We are progressing on the, and I hope that within a few months this project will be on reality, on live. This e-commerce platform is a kind of shopping online, but for professional. So it's a fantastic project. Everybody, all the team is excited already for this project. And then at the end, is we don't want to do online or offline. We want to do both. It means what we call O2O. So this will be the future of the retailer, to be able to provide to our customers any way of purchasing channel.
Right, and big mission there. But of course, I think that I believe that you and Mega Market will reach to that stage very soon. And Mr. Bruno, when we come back, we will discuss more about other things, other aspects about the future outlook. You're watching the business story on FBNC, and we will have more for you in the next part. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the business story on FBNC. Now, welcome back, Mr. Bruno. You have shared with us a lot of information about the current operation and the future plan of Mega Market. So, how about the investments in the human resource system? Because human is always the key parts, right, in any organization. Now, what can you share with us about that?
Yeah. I used to say that retail finally is a people business. I mentioned a lot on the customers, for sure, definitively, but now let's talk about our members. So our company is quite a big entity, and we are 4,500 members, and important resource, the most important resource we have. So this year we engage additional also efforts to participate to the development of each of them. No need to go detail, but we engage a new training roadmap recently. With the expansion plan I mentioned, this is going also to provide some new career opportunities. We are among also the good retailers, the good employers, because we have actively participated to a survey recently. We are expecting the result, and we're expecting to have also a good feedback from this survey. We want to be shown as a good employer. We want to be shown as by our members as a modern company as a company who can help them to develop themselves. I mentioned, and this is important, I want to come back on this, which is one of the value of the company. We have, this I will say more than the value of the company is my own value. I will say that I implement recently, once I joined Mega Market, the 3C strategy. Talking about the C, the customer championship. So customer definitively belongs to the core matrix of the strategy. The second C is change, as I mentioned. So our strategy has to be adaptable, and we need to be able to change. So it's also, I will say, requesting our team members to have this capacity to be able to change that tomorrow different from today. And then the last C, and this I insist a lot, and this is probably where I put the most effort, is what we call the collaboration. And I think the world we go toward today, the new world is a world of collaboration at any level, at a small level, at company level, like let's say at international level. Collaboration, people have to communicate. So we this is what I engage this year with our team, with our 4,500 members, to have this more communication, to have a better collaboration, to avoid to try to work as a silot, as we used to be probably in the past, like a traditional model in some area. And if I may, I will say that this is not only the challenge of the company, it's probably a challenge more human, regarding the humanity than the company itself.
Yeah, and more than 4,000 people, it's a lot. That's so many for a system to maintain and develop. And I hope that your 3Cs, the core values, will give more motivation for your people in mega markets. Right, so Mr. Bruno Jousselin, thank you very much for being here with us in our program. I know that you are busy, but you have made time for us to share a lot of information about mega markets and also about the Vietnam's market. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you and your team more success in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trinh. My pleasure. Thank you.
That has been our business story on FBNC today. We have talked with Mr. Bruno Jousselin, Managing Director of Mega Markets, about its effort in implementing a complete safe food supply chain in Vietnam to accommodate a growing needs of the consumers of the Vietnam's market, and also to give the utmost benefits to the consumers and partners in the markets. You can watch this program again on our YouTube FBNC. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of The Business Story. Goodbye.